But a socialist candidate is more dangerous to this country.
Every few weeks, I come across a clip that gets me giddy with excitement. And this is one of those clips. So what you're about to witness is Joe Scarborough and Donny Deutsch on MSNBC's Morning Joe talking about socialism and capitalism. So earlier on in the program, they had an interview with John Hickenlooper, who is a 2020 presidential candidate, and he didn't want to admit that he is a capitalist. And this became a huge topic of conversation afterwards. Oh, if these Democrats don't call themselves capitalists, they're going to lose to Trump in 2020. Watch this clip, and I have quite a bit to say about it.
I mean, others, again, are saying it. The Democratic Party is in crisis right now. Trump is going to devour every one of these candidates if they can't say they support capitalism. But yes, it needs to be reformed. It had to be reformed after the Gilded Age. It had to be reformed by Teddy Roosevelt. It had to be reformed by FDR. It had to be reformed again by LBJ. Yes, capitalism has to be reformed from time to time to work for all Americans. But my God, if you're afraid to say you're a capitalist in America, I'm just going to tell you, people on the left tweeting today may not like it. Let me let you in on a little secret. If that is a crisis for your party, you're going to lose in 2020. Just, you know what, pull up the stakes on the tent and just pack her up. The party's over.
You're going to lose in a landslide. Joe, I'm going to take it one step further because this is how dangerous socialism. I find Donald Trump reprehensible as a human being, but a socialist candidate is more dangerous to this country as far as the strength and well-being of our country than Donald Trump. I would vote for Donald Trump, a despicable human being.
No, you won't.
Let me tell you
Stop
something.
Yourself.
Let me correct myself. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. You always help myself.
You will never vote for a bigot, a guy that's made bigoted statements for the past 3 years.
Joe, thank you for correcting me. I stand corrected that. I will be so distraught to the point that could even come out of my mouth if we have a socialist, because that will take our country so down. And we are not Denmark. I love Denmark. That's not who we are. And if you love who we are and all the great things that still have to have binders put on the side, please step away from the socialism. Stop. And let me correct myself. Yeah. I will never vote for Donald Trump. Thank you, Joe.
All right. I don't even know where to begin. There is so much I want to tackle here. Just on the comment about Denmark, we are not Denmark. It doesn't even make any sense. So you are the country that you are is whatever policies you take on. No, you're not Denmark. Yes, you're the U.S. That doesn't mean you can't have universal health care. That doesn't mean you shouldn't tax the wealthy more. I mean, what argument? That's not even an argument. We're not Denmark. I live in Canada. We're not Denmark either, but we have universal health care. I mean, that whole argument is just so stupid. But look, there is so much. So Donny Deutsch, he goes on to say, oh, I would vote for Trump over a socialist, before he is then cut off by Joe Scarborough to remind him, Donny, Trumpy boy is a bigot. You might not want to say this on television, even though I know you believe it in your heart and you absolutely will definitely vote for Donald Trump over Bernie Sanders. But you can't say this on TV because you're acknowledging that you would vote for a fucking asshole, racist piece of shit over someone that actually cares about people. So, yeah, you probably shouldn't say that, Donny. I mean, that's the whole thing right there. This is how the wealthy feel. This is now, I got a lot more on Donny and his wealth, but before I get there, I have to go over the socialism here. So first of all, there is no socialist in the race. Bernie Sanders calls himself a democratic socialist, but he's essentially fighting for social democracy. So let's just dispel this idea that there is a socialist in the race. There isn't really a socialist in the race. But with that said, polling on socialism versus capitalism, you should probably check it out because it's going in the trend of more people liking socialism. So there was a recent Gallup poll from August showing that socialism is more popular than capitalism among Democrats. Even Fox News is recognizing this with their headline, Americans Warming to Socialism Over Capitalism, polls show. And when you get to the younger generations, they're even more in favor of socialism. Here's where my mind really got blown on this venture. Nearly a quarter, 24% of millennial Republicans identify as either socialist or democratic socialist. Another 19% say neither, but I need to learn more. How does that compare to millennial Democrats? Almost a third, 32% of millennial Democrats say they will never call myself a democratic socialist/socialist, and 40% say they identify as either a socialist or democratic socialist. And the trend is going, as I said, in the direction of socialism. And look, let's get away from the word that still scares people, socialism. Look at the policies. Look at polling on universal health care, or on universal college, or on higher taxes on the wealthiest and multinational corporations, or on getting money out of politics. All of these issues, these socially democratic issues, poll incredibly popular. Everybody, the vast majority of Americans want these policies to be implemented. So when you look at the actual platform of these candidates and look at polling on the policies that these various candidates like Bernie Sanders is fighting for, most Americans support this platform. Now, I said there was more on Donny, and there's more on Donny. So before I get there, let me play this short clip from that clip in case you missed this slip up.
But a socialist candidate is more dangerous to this country.
Did you see that? Donny Deutsch. With his slip, oh, a socialist candidate is more dangerous to this country. There you go. That's what this is all about. Donny Deutsch, if you didn't know, is incredibly wealthy. In fact, Donny Deutsch's penthouse was back on the market for $33 million back in 2011. And Donny Deutsch is an American advertising executive and television personality who has a net worth of $200 million. Now, but you might tell me, oh, David, but Donny boy, he's a self-made man. Oh, he's done it all himself. Not exactly. Donny Deutsch joined his father's advertising firm, David Deutsch Associates, in 1983. In 1989, David Deutsch handed full control of the agency to Donny Deutsch, who became chairman. Deutsch renamed the agency Deutsch Inc. and later sold it to the Interpublic Group of Companies in 2000 for $265 million. Donny Deutsch is a trust fund baby that sold his company for over $250 million. That's who Donny Deutsch is. He is a privileged fuck who's had everything handed to him, and he's scared of higher taxes on his wealth. That's all this is about. Donny Deutsch, all he cares about is his ability to continue exploiting labor to his own personal financial benefit.